I think, like when you see a lion in a zoo, or you see a lion, even if you saw him in the street, it's a whole different thing because you can see him. You know, in the wild, lions hunt, and it says that they will follow whatever they're preying on for months. And in all of the movies, when you watch the National Geographic or any of those things, they hide real low in the grass so you can't see them. But, you know, in the city, they can't do that. It's pavement, it's concrete, it's different. I'd still be terrified, but it's different. But, you know, also in 1 John 5:19, it says that the whole world lies under the sway or in the power of the wicked one. So, we're not facing this adversary out here in our territory. We're facing him in his. See, we're not facing him where we can see him and it's clear and it's concrete and it's pavement. No, we're facing him in that tall grass where we can't see him. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be around a lion anyway, but especially not out there in his area, in his domain. It was called the Lion King for a reason. So pay attention to this. Jesus told Peter, hey, Satan has asked to sift you as wheat. See, Satan has this desire to say, hey, you know what, if I do this, they will turn. He said the same thing about Job. If I take these things away from Job, he'll curse you to your face. So we have an adversary, and so we need protection. Would you feel better about being in that area with a lion by yourself or with a group? I'd feel better with y'all because I'd be right there in the middle. So he'd have to get through a bunch of y'all to get to me. And maybe that's not the right, I don't know yet. I'm still working on whether or not. But we need community. See, we need protection. Because if I'm out here doing it alone, I'm more in danger than if I had a group. If I had somebody that we could go together, a community with. So we need protection from our adversary. And that brings in that encouragement. Because you, and when I come into this place and I can be open and honest, if I can know you and be known by you, then you know what? We get to encourage each other on a real heart level. That you really know what I'm going through. That you really know where I'm at and that you can speak directly into my life. You encourage me that way and you protect me from the one who's trying to sift me or test me or devour. See, and so this is where the third point comes in because this is one of the big issues. This is one of the big issues in the church today is accountability. See, we have, and this is what I want us to push New Hope towards is deep community. Not a shallow community where I know your name, I see you on Sunday, I say hi. If I see you at Walmart, I'm like, hey, and I go that way. Not shallow community, not knowing each other on a very, very generic level, but a deep community. That you know what I'm going through in my life. That I know that if I am struggling, if I am suffering, if there's something going on, that I can call you and that you'll respond. See, that to know and be known on a real, everyday life basis. And the reason we don't do that today is because Christianity as a whole is no longer a lifestyle. It's where you check into on Sunday. See, I can act one way here on Sunday morning, but I can act however I want to any other time. And so then I don't really want you to know a lot about my life because I'm not really who I look like on Sunday morning. See, that's why we have to put the know and be known, to really do life together. That I feel your pain, I feel your struggle. Paul says, hey, where you cry, I shed tears. If someone hurts you, they're hurting me. That's how close Paul was with these churches. And some of them, he was writing from prison. He didn't get to go and visit. But he said, man, when I know that you're hurting, I walk so deeply with you that it hurts me. And so the third issue is accountability. And really the big reason is because we have the adversary, the devil, but you know what? That's not the worst thing that's against us. Proverbs 14:12 says that there's a way that seems right to man, but in the end it leads to death. Jeremiah 17:9 says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can trust it? Who can understand it? James 1:14 and 15 says, but each person is tempted when he is lured out and enticed by his own desires. Then that desire, when it is conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. So, this is what I'm saying to you. We cannot do it alone because I need encouragement from you. You need encouragement from each other. I need protection from you because there is an adversary out there to get me, but also I need accountability from you because I'm prone to deceive myself. See, and this is the thing, is I can have, and little Jeremy, it's such a blessing to have the guy, because he gets these ideas, and he's just like, Dad, this is perfect. This is perfect. Just don't work. Stay at home. Let's just play video games. Let's not worry about any of that. We can eat at Peter Piper's every day, and everything will be great. I'm like, well, there's these things called bills, and they sin, and it's really frowned on not to pay those things. And my job will not pay me for not showing up. It sounds so good to him, but in that case, it would lead us to being homeless. You know, and so sometimes we have these ideas in our heads, and it sounds so good to us, but in the end, it goes really bad. And so I need y'all to know me well, and for you to know each other well, that when I have one of those little Jeremy ideas in my head, you can say, Jeremy, I know it sounds good, but it goes bad. It goes really, really bad. And see, this is the thing, is if I'm left to myself, and not even just in the context of not coming here, but if I come here every Sunday, and I'm not known by anyone, and I don't know anyone, I'm not connected and living deeply with you, then I can come in here and I can hear all these great things, but you know what? Then it's subject to me. So I can say, well, I'm still doing that. You know, and well, you know, everything always says follow my heart. My heart says that it's okay to do this, but the Bible says your heart's wicked. See, but if all I have to judge where I'm going and what I'm doing by is my own heart, my own ideas, and my own understanding, then I'm in a lot of trouble. And then I got this lion out here in this grass just waiting. See, we need accountability. I need for you to be able to come, I'll be able to come into this place and you speak directly and deeply into my life. That's what church should look like. See, church shouldn't be a place where we all come together, we just look really pretty and pretend that we have it all figured out. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I don't. I struggle, I get confused, I get these really great ideas that Amanda thinks are dumb. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to combat these things. You know? And so I need others who are walking in the same direction that I'm walking, who are worshiping the same God that I'm worshiping, who are reading the same text that I'm reading. And so that way when I think that I can do this, Roy can come and say, man, I'm worried about you. Because I've seen these things. I'm just worried. The Bible says this, and I know that you want to please God. I know you want to do what the Bible says. And I need to be able to accept that. Now the example I use historically is this. If you're at Walmart and you see somebody doing something that's wrong, let's say somebody's stealing some frozen stuff out of the freezer. They're just loading up their purse or whatever. And you go up to them and you slap their hand, say, you can't do that. That's wrong. What would happen? You'd probably get in a fight. You'd be on the news fighting at the Bellmead Walmart. We'd all see you and we'd all be like, hey, I know them. And the reason that would happen is because you don't know them. Who are you to say anything? You don't know their circumstances. You don't know what they're doing. Even though it's wrong, no matter what, you don't know them, so you have no right to speak into their life. But if you saw me, and you all know me, you saw me doing those things, you come up to me and say something. I wouldn't be able to say, well, who are you to say? I'd be like, shame. Right? I'd be like, well, this is what's going on. And I receive it differently because I know that you know me and that you love me, that you're walking through life with me. You're not just some stranger saying, hey, you can't do that. And that's the thing is, in the church, the reason that nobody can speak into each other's lives is because we don't know each other. There's no community. We are a neighborhood that never comes out and spends time together. See, it's like at our apartments, we have a bunch of neighbors, but we know very few of them. I say hi to them. When I see them, they'll say, hey, you know, whatever, you know, and we'll see each other, but we don't know each other. So I could never offer anything to their lives. They'd never offer anything to my lives. And so it takes that knowledge, that community, that coming together, just being in a room together every week is not community. Community is being known by one another every day. See, walking with one another. And so that is why we need church. That is the big picture. Why do we need church? This is it. Because we need protection from ourselves. We need protection from the devil. We need accountability. That way we can speak and encourage one another on a real basis. Not just, well, I know everything's going to be okay. But man, I want you to know what I'm going through. I want you to know how I feel. I want you to know what I'm dealing with. And then when you say, hey, it'll be okay, I know that you're speaking to my